Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Arnida. My name is AINA NAJWA binti HUSAINY. I'm from class BA 232 2B. In this video, I would like to talk about the issue in human resource that are related with communication and culture. Before I proceed with the issues, I would like to talk about the introduction, which is the definition of communication and culture in management. So, communication is a vital management component to any organization. It is also a technique and process used by organizations across the world when communicating with their employees about issues that are related with many things, such as employees' appointments, promotions, compensation, and many more. So, meanwhile, for the culture is the character and personality of your organization. It makes your business unique and is the sum of its values, traditions, belief, interaction, behavior, and attitudes. This is some of the issues that being faced by people in management that are related with communication and culture. The first one is ego and attitude. Often, teamwork is stated due to one member's attitude and ego. One worker may want to take over discussions and prevent other members from speaking their minds. Another might refuse to lose an argument and accept that another person might be right. Many times, these people will refuse to accept that they are part of the problem. Egos and attitudes within the team can lead to resentment, misunderstanding, and friction. The second one is passive listening. Passive listening is simply hearing what the other person has to say without truly understanding or empathizing. Often, you will see someone talking, replying, and interrupting other people instead of truly listening to what others have to say. When people fail to listen, they are unable to truly comprehend the message which is being relayed. This leads to misunderstanding and friction, which could then deter the workforce from being creative and productive. The third one is cultural differences. Today's workplace has become more diverse, especially if your organization deal with international clients or has employees abroad. Although there is diversity in the workplace, people still tend to be more persuaded by people from their same culture or backgrounds. Therefore, managers face the challenges of communicating with everyone as one cohesive team, while managing the dynamics involved in cliques and groups. The last one is inaccurate and stereotypes. Inaccurate and hostile stereotypes of people from other places can be a barrier to communication in the workplace. Stereotypes are assumptions people make about the traits of members of a group. So next, I want to talk about the importance of the issues that are related with the communication and culture. So the first one would be promotes motivation. Communication and culture promotes motivation by informing and clarifying the employees about the task to be done, the manner they are performing the task, and how to improve their performance if it is not up to the mark. So the second one is source of information. Communication and culture is a source of information to the organizational members for decision-making process, as it helps identifying and assessing alternative course of actions. The third one is helps in socializing. Communication and culture also helps in socializing. In today's life, the only presence of another individual fosters communication. It is also said that one cannot survive without communication. The last one is controlling process. As we discussed earlier, communication and culture also assist in controlling process. It helps controlling organizational members' behavior in various ways. There are various levels of hierarchy and certain principles and guidelines that employee must follow in an organization. They must comply with organizational policies, perform their job role efficiently, and communicate any work problem and grievance to their superiors. Thus, communication helps in controlling function of management. Next, I would like to talk about what is the effect if we not overcome the issue. The first is misunderstanding. Misunderstanding happen all the time, especially when communication is not clear. And misunderstandings out of a lack of communication can lead to some serious issue in the workplace. For example, an employee might misunderstand what their responsibilities are if they are not clearly spelled out for them. They might then not do their job as well as they could be if they fully understood. Next, missed opportunities. A lack of communication can often lead to missed opportunities, especially at work. This can happen because an employee does not clearly communicate their interest in an opening for a promotion, for example, or because they don't effectively communicate their interest and willingness to take on more responsibilities. As such, they may be passed up for the promotion. Next, unnecessary conflict. Unnecessary conflict can certainly arise from a lack of communication. For example, a lack of communication might cause two colleagues to end up doing more work for a team project than necessary. Perhaps they thought the other person wasn't doing a certain task, so they took it on for themselves, only later to find out that the other person already did it. This can cause tension to them. The last one is the grapevine effect. A lack of communication can lead to the grapevine effect, also known as the telephone game. If one person miscommunicates information, that information can easily be passed along throughout the office. Of course, the dissemination of misinformation can lead to disarray, panic, and overall disaster in the workplace. Next, I would like to talk about the recommendation. Actually, this one is for more to the manager or superior. This is ways on how to improve their communication and culture in their management. So the first one is build communication into the foundation of your culture, which means build a culture where communication is paramount and great things will happen. Make sure the managers understand they need to communicate openly and regularly with their employees. So the next one is schedule team building events regularly. The employee needs to know each other on some sort of personal level before they will become more comfortable sharing their ideas candidly. Scheduling team building activity once a quarter or even more frequently will give employees a chance to mingle with colleagues in a more casual setting, whether that means going to a happy hour, attending a sporting event, or many more. So the next one is recognize your employees' contributions, which means when your employees do a great job, recognize their efforts and congratulate them. Studies show that more employee recognition translates into happier workers. This will increase productivity and give higher retention rates. In fact, a majority of employees say they had worked harder if their managers simply recognized their work more often. The next one is keep employees in the loop. This is anyone who's ever worked at a organization where important information was routinely withheld from lower level staffers knows how demoralizing it can be. We spend so much of our energy working hard for our company, yet you are treated as though you don't deserve to know what's really going on. Instead, make sure you keep your employees well informed about any major developments and company news in a timely manner. So the last one is invest in tools that make communication easy. Nowadays people use technology to make it easier to communicate. While some employees might have an easy time sharing their ideas and opinions in a public forum, other introverted workers might not have the same confidence. Inter-office communication like chat options or message, employee feedback tools that let workers and managers share feedback easily. It might make things easier for them. The easier it is for employees to share their opinions, the more often they will let their thoughts be known. Finally, for the conclusion, I would say that communication and culture in the workplace is critical to establishing and maintaining quality working relationships in organizations. As a process of transmitting information and common understanding from one person to another, consequently, to improve the effectiveness of communications, administrators must develop an awareness of the importance of senders and receivers' responsibilities to active listening. Thank you.